Alright everybody, welcome to another video. It is getting down to the end of the season here in New Hampshire. Gun season has passed us by. It is bow season now. I don't even know what day it is. December something. Before the 15th. That's when it ends. It's cold today. It's like, I don't know, high of 30 maybe. It's really cold actually. We're going to go hunt Frigid Forage food plot. I get the face paint, which I hate, but we have no cover where we're gonna hunt. Wide open, late season, you gotta do something. Not a huge camo or face paint component typically, but I usually like to just, tuck in and have a lot of cover. We don't have that today. We're wide open, right on the edge of the plot. Just kind of a bad deal. So we're gonna try to make it work. We got Jamin, the master cameraman, with us today, and we're going after some old crusty bucks on the farm, or my property. So we're gonna jump on the four-wheeler, take a quick ride to the other side of the property, and jump in a tree. You ready?
Ready.
Look at that trick. Here we go. Oh. So essentially, most of the rut activity, the lion's share, is over. So we're basically hunting bed to food activity like we would in the early season. We're back to it again in the late season. It's really calm. And we're gonna slip through this mature timber to get out to my food plot here. And this is the most critical part, is being super quiet and getting into that stand clean, because these deer, if they're gonna get to the plot in daylight, are not bedded far. So we're just trying to walk like a deer. So if you step stop, you step stop. We got it nice and early. Our goal is just to get in extremely quiet, no weird noises, no metal clanking or whatever. So it's gonna take us a while, but if we get in clean, really liking our chances for tonight. The weather's great. We've had 2 big bucks, well, mature bucks. Well, one of them's big. They're big, they just have chunky antlers, but they've been on this food plot in daylight, so feeling good. It seems like whatever front moves in, the wind gets really like turbulent before the like gets here. But it is what it is. So gotta set up. It's supposed to have like a northeast wind, which blows us back that way, which is okay because the deer come from the south. But it's kicking east, which is really not good. It's not dead wrong. We might be able to get away with it, but we hope it just moves more north. We have the snowstorm moving in. It's like cloudy over here, it's sunny over here. Get the battle of the fronts coming, so that's probably why it's inconsistent. It's cold. We got snow coming right now. It's actually just spitting here a second ago. I think the deer are going to move. It's just a matter of, is the wind good when they come up to this plot? This plot doesn't look like much, but it's got hammered. It was originally beans. Then I seeded it with Frigid Forage. I think Monster Magnet. That got hammered, beaten to the ground. So did the beans. Then I seeded it with Big and Beastie. There's still some of that left. And then I did a quick plot at the end. So basically there's some cereal grains and some brassica bulbs left. And that's about it, but it's about 1.3 acres. Well, it's exactly 1.3 acres, we measured it. And they're just coming to it, so it's the best food source in the area right now, I'd say. Even though it's low to the ground, it's still green and short. There's still got like a pile of bucks in here. None of them are particularly big antlered. there's just nothing really impressive on this property right now. However, there's 4 deer that I think are 4 years old or better. The king of the trash bucks is Sir Slug. King Slug, I guess. Slug is a giant 200-pound, 7-year-old 3-pointer. So I would love to see the king of the trash bucks Slug tonight. That'd be great. I'll show you a picture of Slug here. That's Slug standing right over there a couple nights ago. And a new buck showed up, a new 8-pointer, and he was standing right there last night. So definitely got a potential. Slug was out here about a week ago in daylight. We'll see. We're trying to hunt these fronts here at the end of the season. It's archery season. Gun season's closed. I got 1 tag left. And it's really kind of winding down here in New England. We got Mass after this, and that's about it. So we're going to have this tonight, tomorrow night. And I guess see what happens. Those deer have consistently been going like this. And they're like all right in here in the picture. Like 30 yards, so. Just about an hour left of legal light. Haven't seen anything yet, but most of the movement to this pond spent last light, so the wind has been mostly good. It's kicked a little bit east, which is gonna be, we're flirting with it there. You have to shoot them quick if it's east, but it's starting to spit snow, and it's mostly northeast, north, which is good. So it's definitely cold, and this storm's definitely blowing in, so man, feels good. Meh. 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 Did I get him?
You hit him, but I think it was high.
High?
I think so.
Probably rushed it.
I think it was high, but at the same time,
How high you think? Like upper third or like back strap?
I think it could have been top of the lungs.
Well, that was a buck that showed up last night for the first time. Well, actually 2 nights ago. Pretty nice buck. I don't know what he was. I probably rushed the shot a little more. I couldn't get him stopped. We'll see what happens. We'll see what it is. I had to shoot him walking a little bit. It wasn't that far. It was about 30 yards. But he tore off like he was hit pretty hard.
His tail was low.
The tail was stuck. And he crashed through, so it's not like.
It could have just went down the hill.
Yeah.
Maybe he's dead in that bottom foot.
That'd be cool. I think what we're gonna do is look at this footage back quick so we can make a determination of how it looks. But we'll see. Hopefully we got a big New Hampshire buck dead. Dang it, man. I just looked at that footage. I don't think we're finding that deer, unfortunately. Unless I hit an artery. I basically hit him above the spine, I think. He just ducked. Man, I'm surprised. Because I had that pin set to 28 yards and he was walking out. And he must have been 30, 31, 32 when he shot. That was holding low. I mean, honestly, he might have ducked, but I was high. I just didn't make a good shot. Left to right, it was good. But I think I'm going to go real quick and try to look at that arrow. But it's not looking good, unfortunately. Bummer, man. I'm going to go look quick. I can tell you right now from looking at that arrow, I'm not finding that buck. Meat and hair on the arrow, no blood. I'm gonna you can come down, Damon, but I'm just gonna walk in the woods and make sure there's no spray, but I mean just straight to the back strap above the spine. Check one more time for blood and then if there's no blood, I mean the arrow is just classic backstrap. It's meat and hair, 0 blood. So just right through that muscle, right above the spine. That is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, there's no blood anywhere. Yeah, it'd be real easy. I mean, it's classic. Just if we had hit an artery and there's any chance this deer was gonna die, we'd see spraying blood, we probably would have him. We saw him up to right there, he went down there. That was that. Not good. The only positive, it's not positive, but it could have been worse because the shot is, that deer's probably completely fine. Doesn't even know what happened. Obviously has a cut in his back. But no blood, so it didn't hit any arteries. I'll show the arrow here in a sec, actually. See that? That is just literally backstrap and hair through the whole thing. Like, there's just no blood at all. No arteries, didn't hit anything vital. I mean, when you get muscle like that, you hit right through the backstrap. So it's consistent with what we saw on the footage. High hit. We followed him maybe 100 yards to where he stopped, 0 blood. So at that point, with 3, confirmations that we hit high above the spine, the video, the arrow, physical evidence, and then the lack of any blood whatsoever on the 100 yards, we feel pretty confident that deer is going to be completely fine. Actually, we have a point of reference here, which is kind of nice, but like essentially, my arrow was on a track to hit him, probably right about there. Double long hit, quartering away. I was a little bit high. That was my fault. I should have aimed lower here, and I probably would have hit that. But he ducked, and I hit right up. Well, tough to show on here, but right up through here, essentially. So it happens. I almost feel like I was too patient. I was, wasn't freaking out. I had my wits about me. I was trying to assess the situation. He was facing me for a long time, and he'd turn, and he kept going like this. And I was, I have a really good setup, but that doesn't mean I just take any shot I'm given when I think I'm going to have a better one. So finally got him pretty much broadside, stopped him, and I was just getting ready, and I was pulling, waiting for it to break, and he starts walking, and then, I'm going like this, but I was on him really well, and the shot was actually pretty good. I mean, maybe just a few inches high that I aimed. I don't know, mid-body, I guess. I should have held on the heart or lower. I haven't had a shot at a big buck on this property since 2014. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 7 years. So people that are going to say, oh, you're hunting private land and hunting food plots, well, it's been 7 years since I've got a shot at a big buck on my property. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It's very rewarding, but it's not like some crazy thing where you're going to have big bucks all over the place or kill a bunch of big bucks. It's just not like that. Tonight was a rare instance when we finally got a mature one to move in daylight. Doesn't happen often. It was just a good combination of everything: low pressure, food, and a snowstorm coming in, which has left a blanket of snow. So I don't know. I'm pretty sick about it. It's a real bummer. If you don't see us on the next one, we didn't see anything tomorrow night, and my season ended. So thanks for watching. I wish this was a better one, but this is the reality of bow hunting. It happens. Please like and subscribe. Make me feel better. I'm about to cry. Okay, so we're back in the saddle after last night. Probably not going to see anything tonight, but usually don't get 2 opportunities, but this is probably going to be the end of the last night's video. And I've had a day to really think about that shot and that situation. Just wanted to break it down for everybody. These things happen. They happen to everybody. I would say I'm a pretty experienced bow hunter, pretty experienced hunter, and they still happen to me. So, Jamin actually broke that footage down frame by frame last night. My arrow was in fact going right where I aimed. I executed the shot well, and the arrow was on the right trajectory. The problem was that deer ducked, and I should have known that he was going to duck. There's 2 things that threw me off. One, his body language. He looked like he was focused, in my mind, on that other buck, that he was completely ignoring my baz to stop him. And in my mind, I'm thinking he isn't even paying attention. He's not going to react to my bow going off. I was wrong. I should have known that he was hearing that, because of course he's hearing it. He's a whitetail, 30 yards, 2, 3, or 4 times that bad at him. So I should have known he would have reacted when he heard the bow go off. That's number 1. Number 2, it's late season. These deer always jump here late season. There's not as much sound, or there's nothing to observe the sound. Sound travels further. It's not insulated. And he's a mature buck. Had I aimed low on his heart, he would be dead. I think, most likely, probably would have been a high lung hit. He goes, just in the woods and piles up dead. Of course, the risk with that is if he doesn't duck, you hit him low, potentially. If you're not spot on with your aim, if you're a couple inches low, which is reasonable to think at 30 yards, you may be a couple inches below your point of aim, you're not killing that deer. But my experience as a bow hunter should have told me that I need to aim low in this situation, regardless of how his body language was or how he was acting. The second thing is, and I think why I made that error in judgment and misread his body language, is he was still walking. I don't love walking shots. However, 30 yards, pretty controlled situation. He was seemingly relaxed. And I was right on him. I think I was more focused on pulling through my shot and making sure my pin was good left and right that I neglected to concentrate on its elevation. I mean, I was right in the middle of those vitals as I was tracking and pulling through my shot. And when the shot broke, I felt really good about it. The arrow went where I intended it. I just did not put that pin in the correct place for that situation. So it's a real bummer. I've been thinking about it nonstop. Woke up a couple times last night. I'm really bummed out. That's an opportunity that you don't get very often in New Hampshire, in New England, in this part of the country. And a nice mature buck with a bow late season just doesn't happen that often, at least not to me. So I'm bummed out. The only, I guess, positive you can do, a couple positives we can take from this. One, he doesn't really know what happened, and that was merely a flesh wound. That deer probably went back, about his business within a half an hour. He's got a gash in his back. It's late season. It's cold. It's up high. He's 99% going to be fine. That will heal up. He'll be good to go. So if I had hit, worse and couldn't find him, a fatal hit, that would be way worse. So that's the positive number one. Number two is the weather's good at night. There's a couple other mature bucks in this area, and we're going to stay positive. Hopefully, by stroke of luck, he comes out again, or one of the other ones. So that's kind of my breakdown of last night. These things happen to everybody. Wanted to show you guys the reality of what we're doing. We're not just going to show the good stuff. We're going to show when we mess up, because we're human. We're just regular, hunters, serious hunters, but regular hunters that mess up. So that's that. I'm going to move on tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you can learn from it. I surely did. Every time I make a mistake in the woods, I learn from that mistake and try to be better. So hopefully I can be better tonight, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe. We've had a good year so far, and we still have a little bit left in 2021.